when you've done this, I'm just wondering, so you've done this a number of times. Has there been something that surprised you when you've gone to visit in a new role, or is it all pretty much you've seen it all before?
I have been in many different industries, Ed, and it is very interesting and kind of boring from time to time to say that the problems are the same. It's how you deal with those problems depends on how the company is structured, the culture of the company, and the nuances of industries here and there. But the fundamentals of operations, operation science, supply chain, they still remain the same. The application might be tweaked based on the industry you are in.
Right. Okay. So how do you so that's you going to visit these people and your new organization and having done the same sort of thing and not such a broad role, but you're always wondering in terms of how people perceive you. And there's a balance between just coming in and saying, I'm going to lay the hammer down and trying to do the other end is servant leadership. How do you balance those two to establish that trust and credibility?
Yeah, I think it's very important, as I said, when you are meeting people, is to listen, they feel heard. That's important. That you're not coming in with some as pre-assumptions in your head and going on with the hammer and saying do this and that. So I think it's very important to appreciate that fact that you listen in and to know that you don't know everything. There are people who are in that company for a long time. They may know things more than you do, so I think that is important, and and make these people part of your decision making. So I'm not the kind of person who goes with a hammer and says do this. I think I'm wise enough from that perspective to know that I don't know everything. The whole point of having a team in place is that because I don't know everything, I have the team to help me figure out the best solution. And I think that's how you build the credibility by appreciating what they do, acknowledging what they have done well, and at the same time involving the team in this whole process.
Are there any particular team building exercises that you do where you get people together? I don't know, for a company picnic or just meetings or anything that helps facilitate that introduction?
Yeah, so when I'm visiting my sites, every time I visit, I take them out for dinner. I think I do the informal way of talking to them, and things come out in the informal session than in the formal sessions in the office. And then you can also start building up more close rapport with the team. So I tend to do that every time I'm traveling. And then I also realized that when you're traveling, you plan this thing out, but the place you are based in, you don't plan it and you miss out on that. So I have made conscious efforts that in the place where I'm based, that I do the same thing. That I have frequent evening out with the team to encourage them to get to know them better formally and informally.
Right. So that occurs. So the idea is getting out of the formal office environment, maybe, a little less formal and
Yeah, it could lead to we could do bowling. We could do just have dinner, drinks. It has multiple different shapes to it. But the point is to get out of the office environment and meet.
right. Yeah, makes sense.